Embodied Performance Podcast, Episode 40. I'm Nick Markey, Beach Barbell, Physical Therapy, Performance Strength Training, Gym. Coming very soon. Check out beachbarbell.com for details. We're holding our launch promo and charity drive for Health Possible Incorporated up until November 1st. So, on today's Fun Friday, going to talk about, do you enjoy what you do? Now, if you wake up and you dread your job, that is not a good way to live your life. So it probably takes you, maybe an hour to 2 hours, if not more, to get ready for work, getting dressed, shower, shave, eat, pack your kids' lunch, whatever, drive there, park, all that. And then you're going to work probably at least 8 hours. And then, you're going to have a similar amount of time coming back, maybe traffic, decompressing from work, so let's say that at the minimum 8 to 9 hours, and at the maximum, or at near the top end, spending 11, 12, 13, 14 hours preparing and traveling to work. So if you dread that, that is literally half your life. If you're getting a reasonable amount of sleep, let's say at least 6 hours, that's leaving you only, 6 plus, let's say 12, 18, so another 6 hours to, spend time with your family and friends, exercise, doing something social, having some, entertainment. I mean, 6 hours isn't terrible, but compared to, the 8 to 12 hours that you're spending on something you dread or hate or whatever. So what do you do? I mean, sometimes there's the, maybe most of the time or oftentimes there's the financial part. Maybe this is a job that you need for the money, your income. Maybe you make good money at this job. So it's kind of a hard, it's a basically kind of like a sunken cost. Like, well, I don't know if that's the right term, but basically you're already invested in it and you're already doing the job and you're getting paid probably, possibly reasonably well for it. So it might be a harder sell to just walk away from that. Totally understandable. But realizing that you're probably clocking, certain amount of time till retirement, quote unquote retirement, whatever that means for you. Maybe you're further away from that 20, 30 years, or maybe that is a vague time. Maybe you don't know. And maybe you're only a few months or a year out from that. But I guess the question you have to ask yourself is, how can I enjoy this? So obviously there's different elements to it. Maybe you don't like your boss. Maybe you don't like your coworkers. Maybe you just don't like the job. But maybe you like one of those things. So, maybe you don't like the boss, you don't like the job, but you like your coworkers. So focusing on the joy that you can get with them, maybe talk to them, because, it's very possible that a lot of them are feeling the same thing as you. So maybe you start developing some sort of, maybe after work or lunchtime or break activity, team building or whatever they call it. Maybe you just do something fun with your coworkers because you actually like them. So, and definitely talk to them, because they very well may be in the exact same boat as you. Maybe you don't like necessarily who you work with, but you actually like the job. So, is it maybe it's not that actual company, but maybe it's actually the tasks that you do. Maybe that gives you some joy. So either you can, focus your attention on that and just kind of ignore all the other crap, or maybe you start looking at ways that you can perform that task on your own for others if possible. Maybe you continue working the job, but once a week you freelance and do this for other people. Maybe that eventually turns into you replacing your job with this, freelance where you're still doing the thing you enjoy, but now you're doing it on your own terms with people that you choose, your clients, and then you start developing your own workplace culture, so to speak. Maybe that grows into its own company where then you get to design the workplace that you like. That way you still have the income coming from the more steady job, but at least you're finding joy in different ways and perhaps planting seeds for greater joy as you go. I think in general, kind of enjoying what you do is focusing on your process day to day, and it could be little things. You wake up, you enjoy that comfortable bed you have, you enjoy putting your feet down on the ground and, maybe touching some carpet, nice cozy carpet. You enjoy, going to the bathroom and then, maybe taking a shower. You enjoy shaving or whatever other things you might need to do. So kind of enjoying the process of life. When you're driving, you're paying attention to, giving room to the cars in front of you, and maybe you put on some, pleasant music. You enjoy the music and you enjoy the hopefully calm ride to work, but you got to make it that way. We're not promised joy in life. We're really not promised anything. You have to make what you want, and so you have to make that joy. Focus on the process of what you do and your life, and not so much, the outcome, what will happen, because you have some influence over maybe the outcome, but not all. You could do the best, say that you have a certain job and you do the best you possibly can, given all the circumstances at your disposal. It could still turn out not going well. All sorts of things could happen. So when you focus too much on the outcome, and not saying that there's not a positive reason to look at an outcome, like try to set a goal and try to rise to that goal, that's an outcome. But focusing on you just enjoying what you do and putting your heart and soul into that, and then, whatever comes of of the outcome that happens. Our founding fathers there used to just call this, it's in Providence. It's up to Providence now, or, it's kind of in God's hands now. Whatever kind of, theology or whatever philosophy you want to pin to it. But, if you put your heart and soul into something and you enjoyed that, that's what matters, and, maybe you have, people that you don't really care for around you at work. Maybe part of that is how you act. Maybe if you put more joy in your workplace, maybe those people would also respond in kind, and maybe you actually would start liking them more, because people tend to respond what we put out there. So if you kind of are crabby and annoyed all the time, but you started to actually show that you had some joy in just of life and being here and being able to breathe and being able to do the things you like to do, putting joy into it yourself, those other people around you could respond to that possibly quite well. And then you might actually start really liking everybody around you. So ultimately what it boils down to is you coming back to take control of what you can, you putting the joy into the things that you can control, the tasks you do, your interactions with people, smiling at people, opening the door for people, saying good morning, hello, just maybe you maybe you even have to kind of fake it a little bit, at least initially, but maybe you just set a goal of, I'm going to smile sincerely at one person today at work. That's more of a process goal. It's not hard to do that. Not really, it doesn't really hinge on any sort of outcome. They may not smile back at you. That's okay. It could just be you're putting something out there that's positive, that's, putting joy in the world, in your life, and into hopefully others' lives. And, eventually people will come around to that. You have people in your life probably that, they may not be doing anything specific, but they just bring joy to your life. It's just kind of their attitude and behavior towards, others and themselves and life. You just, like being around them. So, take that as a template and put that out there with yourself as well. So create the joy that you want, in the world, in your life. Focus on that process. Focus on the process of what you're doing. Put the joy into it. And, I hate to say guarantee, but I almost guarantee that, others will respond in kind and, maybe asks you, what's changed? You seem so much happier now or something, they might say something like that. And you just say, well, I just focus on, what I can enjoy and life and whatnot. And, they might go, oh, that's pretty cool, and you may change someone's life as well. And then that would be enjoyable too, that you've helped somebody just by simply putting joy into your life and out to the world. So I think that'll be good for today's fun Friday. I guess slightly fun today. But I'm Nick Markey, Beach Barbell Physical Therapy and Strength Training Gym, coming very soon. Beachbarbell.com for details, member launch promo, and charity drive for Health Possible Incorporated until November 1st. Please check out beachbarbell.com if you are interested. And I hope you enjoy your weekend and your family and your loved ones. And I'll see you on Monday. Have a good one. Bye.